So now we're going to sort of go over where you want us to put things in your pack. So in the heavier items should be going at sort of where your spine is, so right along the back, center back of your backpack, sort of right along the equivalent of that inside is where like heavy things. So if I don't really know how well that usually works. Usually you just kind of try and stick things in, but if you can, that's a good thing to remember. Your sleeping bag, you should almost always put at the bottom of your pack because you know you're not going to need that until everything is set up. Your stove is another good thing to put at the bottom of your pack because, again, you're not going to need that until everything's set up. If you are sticking a tent inside your pack, that can also go at the bottom. Things like if you have a small thermos and you're putting that inside, again, that can go at the bottom. Your clothes, except you're not really going to have extra clothes, so that'll all be stuff in your sleeping bag.
But see, if you're dividing up tents, like, you could put, like, tent poles near the back, remember to cushion anything that's pointy, though.
Yeah, because you don't want to have something poking out. I'm sure there's lots of padding, but your pack might not have that much padding if you have an older one. So I'll try and show you an external frame pack if I can find one, because just so you know the difference. But essentially, this is an internal frame pack because, here, let's see if I can show it to you. You can see that how it has these metal poles going down the inside. That's the frame of the pack. Notice how it is on the inside of the pack, thus it's not against your back. An external frame pack will have a metal frame along the outside, and it's sort of like the pack's just mounted onto that, and they're a lot less comfortable, and they're sort of an older style of pack. Yeah, so sleeping bag, stove, tent, clothes, things like that should all go at the bottom. Things that should go what should go right at the top is always your rain gear, is at the very top.
If you're not wearing it.
If you're not already wearing it, because if it starts to downpour, the last thing you want to have to do is bring everything out of your pack so it gets sopping wet as you're looking for your rain gear and getting sopping wet. So just keep it to the top of your bag. Things that should be right under your rain gear is things like your first aid kit, because you don't really want to have to dig too much through if you need to get a first aid kit out. Extra layers of clothing, so if you're going to put fleece pants, if you're going to bring like extra layers of fleece or whatever, you want to bring those fairly close to the top.
Any snack food that you want to have?
Yeah, snack food is going to go in this lovely top pouch here. Is always the best place to stick things like if you got a lunch or a bag of trail mix or gourd, whatever you want to call it. A headlamp, really good to put up here. Also, notice how I have the headlamp. Headlamp is going in plastic bag. Then plastic bag is getting closed securely after I push all the air out of it. Because this section is not going to be waterproofed. It's not part of the... You're going to put a garbage bag, right, all down here. All down through this section. But chances are you're not going to put a garbage bag in here. So keep that in mind and make sure you put Ziploc, everything that you don't want to get wet in here, in Ziploc bags.
Side pouches, anything that's not in the main garbage bag needs to be
waterproofed. Unless it's something like your toothbrush.
And remember also up here with the headlamp, equal importance, you should have it on you though, is your whistle.
Without a whistle, you will die alone.
Okay.
Anyway,
in terms of other things that don't necessarily have to be right at the top because you're going to be using them at night and in the morning, is toiletries. So, thinking overnight, I like to bring, you bring your mascara, some perfume, but no, it's too heavy and non-essential. So, you want to bring your toothbrush, a mini toothpaste if you have one, or share a large one with a friend.
Yeah, like if you're using the same kind of toothpaste as someone anyway, there's not really much of a point in you both bringing toothpaste up.
Not. And, that's basically the essentials. Oh, along with, sunscreen and lip chaps are very good in terms of protection against the elements.
Yeah, lip chap's not as important for a single night, but it's nice to have.
But then, if you feel like you will cry without washing your face, a little bar of soap, and possibly a face cloth, but see, people like this are not... for that.
That's pushing it. Like, if
you're carrying 10 tents already, then
I don't really care. Like, that's your weight. If you're already carrying more than your fair share. If you're not carrying more than your fair share, then, it's sort of like the balance. Like,
and of course,
if you're strong enough to carry it without not having to carry less weight, then that's fine. If you're not, then that's not fine. Or you're gonna have to suffer. Don't really care, I will point and laugh at you.
And of course, ladies, some hair elastics, fancy hair clips, and your feminine hygiene products. Just, keep track of that.
Actually, just a point, pads are a really good thing just to keep in a first aid kit, because then not only I'm the sort of person who will just forget to bring them when I'm going on an overnight trip, and that's really sad because you don't have a lot of toilet paper. Bad things happen. But also just because they're good for massive bleeding if someone has an injury. And if you're just having a basic first aid kit, yeah, just keep a few pads in there, along with just basic things for first aid kit. Moleskin, which if you don't know what it is, I'm sorry, I'm too lazy to get some, so Google it. It's just something that goes over a blister. Second skin would be what you put on if you have a hot spot, which is just, you know, like your shoe just kind of starts to rub, and so you want to stop right away when that starts happening, because you're going to start getting a blister really soon. And don't be like, oh, I'm going to be a madly mad and just tough through it. No, because it's a fact that it's going to get worse and turn to a blister, and then you're not going to be able to deal with it, and you're going to slow people down even more.
And of course, throw in a couple band-aids that you can have in your pack, just so it's simple if you get a little scrape. And if you have any blister bandages, personally, I found those very effective.
Yeah, so that's, like, things like second skin. Moleskin is for when it gets to be, like, a worse blister.
The special pretty gushy bandages.
Yeah. That's, like, what you really need to have in there.
Yeah.
Like, another thing good to have...
And Smaller has the neck brace, so you're fine on that.
You all get grade 9s. You all get to take turns carrying the first aid kits. It's joyous fun. Yeah. The happiest moments of our lives.